The 99ers Sports Bar is the first sports bar in Denver dedicated to broadcasting women's sports.
We met playing flag football, and she presented the idea to me a month after meeting, and it just made sense to both of us. I also was a big athlete growing up, so to be able to love what you do and also be involved in sports it was just an easy yes for me.
Unrivaled. You want one?
Miranda and I had no idea about opening a bar. I was a high school math teacher, so I have no idea how to run a business. Miranda, thankfully, has a little bit more of a business background because I could not do this by myself.
There you are. Did you make a decision?
I think it's extremely frustrating to go to a bar and not be able to watch what you want to watch, especially with women's sports, because a lot of times, then you'll have to end up bar hopping and trying to find a place that will actually turn your game on, and it's usually in a tiny TV in a corner, or you're watching it on your phone, and that's just frustrating because you want to do it with community, you want to watch a game with other people, and if you're watching it on your phone, I might as well just be watching it at home.
Not being able to watch what I want to watch specifically has been, it is very frustrating. It makes you feel like your sports aren't as important as others. Both Annie and I have experiences with trying to watch games. To be able to see people's reactions to being able to watch the games they want to watch, I think the best word would be fulfilling. Our most recent ask was fencing, women's fencing. And sure, our response is always, if we can stream it, we're going to play it. And that's it. And they're like, oh, really? Yes, absolutely. So it is just so fulfilling to be able to be a part of it.
In the past, you wouldn't have a situation like this. It'd be 1 or 2 games. Now you got signs posted that say these teams, these games. And so that's great. I just want to see good ball.
If you're watching sports, you want to be with like-minded people. You want people who are excited when your team wins or kind of like heckling back and forth. So it's just a fun atmosphere because everyone who's in there is focused on sports. And so you kind of know what you're walking into, and I really appreciate that.
It's just been incredible. Our community's rallied behind us every step of the way. They've flooded in and that hasn't stopped. They're so excited to be a part of this movement.
All of the data shows that if you play more women's sports on TV, more people watch. And so it's really important to be able to showcase that and to have a place that's dedicated to women's sports.
Anytime anyone walks in, you can usually tell if it's their first time or if they've been here multiple times.
Hello, hi. First time in?
Yeah.
Well, welcome in. I'm great.
Because the first thing they do when they're a newcomer is look at the TVs. They start to look for the game that they're here to watch. Especially if they know our concept, they're trying to find that game. And my favorite thing to do is, hey, what are you looking for? Like, what game specifically are you looking for? Let me get you there. These people coming in to realize that they don't have to ask for it. They can expect for it to be there. But then also just all the feedback that the two of us get from our customers as well. So many thank yous from everyone. And I think we both brag that our community is the best community. It's every single day, I think the two of us walk away with a new memory from a new customer.
Watching games already, especially the big games that brings a big crowd in, has been really fun. Cheering together, high-fiving people they've never met, because you see that with men's sports all the time, but to actually have a space where they're doing that for women's sports is incredible.
It's a madhouse. It's a madhouse. And you also never know who you're going to run into, right? Some people you haven't seen in a long time, but people are coming here because, again, a lot of us are either former athletes, have kids that are in sports that really just want to continue to support a place where we can all come. And you don't necessarily have to be a woman.
It's incredibly important for not only myself as a woman, but I have a daughter, and I want her to grow up knowing that no matter what sport she decides to play, there's a venue for it.
The boom with women's sports in Denver, I think, has been kind of surreal for us. Like, we were just trying to get the sports bar open. And then with the announcement of the 2 professional teams, shortly rugby being right after the Olympics, and then obviously the soccer team being in January, I think it just aligned right with what we were doing, and we just got really lucky that that's how it happened. But I also think that everything does happen for a reason.
Miranda and I really truly believe in our concept, otherwise we would not have created a space like this. But the community has exceeded our expectations. We plan to be super busy, but there are days that we look at each other and we're like, wow, we can't believe we did this and created a space like this. We're full all the time, especially on the weekends. People are just excited to have a space that exists like this in Denver so they can celebrate women's sports together.
Stay elevated by subscribing to the city's YouTube page for these stories and more. And stay tuned to our social media channels for more content. Don't miss our new episodes of Elevating Denver, premiering each month. Thanks for watching, Denver.